Were you followed?
Were you? Fantastic sex as usual, Daphne.
No complaints here either.
It's the perfect arrangement. Purely physical, mutually beneficial.
No danger of any messy bonds forming.
It's genius. But that reminds me, my brother's at his breaking point with these stupid man versus nature skirmishes.
Hippo,
What?
we agreed. That's the one thing we wouldn't talk about, at least if we want to keep doing this.
Yeah, but that's just it. If we don't figure something out, we're not going to be able to do this anyway because we'll be at war.
That's true. My sisters are all pissed off too. Why are our families so emotional and dumb?
What's extra crazy is if it ever did erupt into war, my mom would go all vengeful god on the forest.
And then Pan would go all vengeful god on the city.
Exactly. With a god on each side, any conflict would end in total destruction on both sides. If only we could make our families realize that.
Well, I have the ear of my queen. You have the ear of your king.
If we could figure out a way to bring them together for negotiations without them knowing that's what we're doing, of course.
We could continue this passionate, meaningless, whatever you want to call it, without a war complicating things.
You had me at river sex. I want to call it river sex.
And they want to negotiate peace, really? How did you hear about this?
A little bird told me. Literally, a little bird. He said his name was Marcus.
Well, still not sure it's wise for me to meet with the enemy.
They're not technically the enemy yet. Also, I wouldn't call them that when they get here.
Again with the pro-nature talk.
It's anti-war talk.
Are you trying to get me to hate you?
Because you're on the right track.
We can end this before it gets out of hand.
What do you call this? We were clearing land for a new squirrel grill, and wham! 1,000,000 scorpions took out all my best guys.
Squirrel grill?
Are those poisonous?
They're a pain in the ass is what they are. If anyone needs me, I'll be with my army. Going to war with nature.
Not until we negotiate. Are you okay?
Why don't you let my blood worry about that?
We should leave war on the table. Wartime kings are very popular, but peace has its advantages as well. Will Daphne be joining the negotiation?
I don't know. Why?
Peace might lead to another kiss. Did I mention that Daphne and I kissed once?
Yes.
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 I know you're trying to shame me, but I'm just happy everyone remembers.
So, when she gets here, you bow and say, "Welcome, Your Majesty." Are those cut flowers on the table?
She's from nature. It's a gesture.
A gesture that you senselessly murdered nature to decorate your house. Get rid of them.
By your analogy, that's murdering someone and then hiding the body. Wouldn't it be better to display the body out of respect?
Enemy at the gate!
King Tyrannus.
Queen Iris, welcome. We'll sweep that up later.
Typical human. Sweeping nature aside whenever you feel like it.
Typical nature attitude. Pooping on our nice stone floor.
Stoop, don't you have an army to train?
Yeah, we're learning how to kill birds today.
I've got a stork with a sword with your name on it.
We're here to negotiate, remember?
We'll negotiate with the survivors.
There won't be any survivors once the gods get involved.
Deliria!
Pan!
How long has it been?
The war that wiped out the Felicians, I think.
I never heard of the Felicians.
Exactly. Nature won that one. Bye, Felicians.
Good news, this fellow enjoys beer, and if anyone needs us, we'll be unreachable. Come, Bartleby.
So, what can we do to make peace between our nations?
Humans must cease all expansion into the forest.
What my queen means is...
I'm running a civilization. Expansion is part of the package.
So expand into the mountain.
The mountain trolls would love that.
So you care about the mountain trolls more than the nymphs?
I don't care about any of you, and I wish you were all dead.
This is just how it started with the Felicians.
Honestly, I prefer their city as a giant flaming sinkhole.
Look, let's all calm down. Nature has some good points. But is also very bad. Bad where you see where they're coming from. I think Daphne had something to say.
Why do you care? Is something going on between you two?
No, I don't care what the stupid tree girl has to say.
So that's how you think of us, stupid tree girls?
I think Hippo is trying to say...
Hippo? Since when are you on a first-name basis with the fish freak?
That freak is my brother.
Yeah, only we can call him Freak. And do you think Campus is a surname?
Look, the fact is we can hate each other all we want, but if we go to war, the gods will get involved and we'll all die. So we need to find a way to coexist.
Why would we get involved?
Because you're the god protector of the city? Because any attack on the city is an attack on you?
I get the logic of what you're saying, but I don't feel it.
Pan, protector of nature. Surely any attack on nature would be met by you with swift and total annihilation.
Swift and total? I mean, I'll dabble in war, but it's so much more fun to watch.
Even if the forest is destroyed?
I'll build a new forest. What's 1,000 years?
About 1,000 years longer than it took them to build this city.
Hang on. So the only reason we weren't destroying nature is because that god would crush us. But now he's saying he doesn't care?
No, that's not what he's saying.
It's the gist.
Look, their god didn't do anything.
But she's about to.
She certainly is not.
Well, this meeting gave us all a lot to think about. Thank you for your time. We'll just...
Jacob? Curtis? Anthony, the time for negotiation is over!
This is why I said enemies at the gate!
No, wait. This is fine. We can still save this. Or not.
And so passed the second war of man versus nature. There were many battles. Man versus nymphs, man versus bears, boy versus tree, man versus horse while 3 dogs and a rabbit watch. Stupendous led the army of man, and found an equal in her rival, Fear. King Tyrannus adopted a new persona the local vases called War King, enjoying 90% approval from the people. He also grew a beard which got 5% approval. And Hippo served as a strategist, devising weapons and tactics to defeat nature with brutal efficiency.
Ooh, sorry. I've got a weapon to take care of your mud monster rival. I call it a jar. Just scoop her into this and close the lid. Problem solved.
Cool.
None of this is cool, aside from my beard, which is very cool.
Falcon!
Don't mind me just grabbing some snacks.
Mother, can you not fly into the castle as something from nature while we're being killed by nature?
But everything that flies is from nature. It's a huge advantage. It was a terrible idea to fight them.
And it would be a great idea for you to help us.
If I intervened every time there was a war in the city, you'd never learn anything. And I'd never get any me time.
You realize we could die in this war, and you would feel so sad.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. Human with wings. You see? You see how stupid this looks? Eagle.
I'm glad someone is having a good time.
Aren't you, like, more popular than ever?
Yes, but it's mostly because all the people who hated me were in the army, and they're mostly dead now.
I've had to recruit a lot of children.
My point is, we can't go on like this. We need to do something bold, decisive, recklessly permanent.
What, like poison the mouth of the river that feeds the forest, killing all the trees and plants and the wildlife that eats the trees and plants?
Can you do that?
I can do anything. The question of whether I should is more of a...
Do it!
Yes, do it, please.
Do we really have to go this deep into the forest?
That depends. Do you want to poison the mouth of the river or some middle point in the river that doesn't matter?
Do you have to answer an honest question in such an insulting way?
Wait! Don't step there. The smooth stones are traps.
How did you know that?
I just know things.
Sparrows! Run!
Hippo, it's been a while.
What are you doing down here, Daphne? We said things we learned while we were together were off limits.
Like the location of our traps.
So I know about the traps. You seriously expect me to walk straight into one out of respect for our relationship? This is a violation. My secret bunker?
Oh, please. I know how to be an adult. I came here because you're clearly holding grudges and playing dirty. Because you're an emotional person. What were you doing this deep in the woods, Hippo?
Nothing. Careful with that. It's plant poison.
It's what? What were you gonna do?
Okay. I know